who will eventually make the decision as to whether or not the Democrats, in good conscience, can agree to fund this government and keep it open?
Really kind of a singular person, Chuck Schumer. So the minority leader of the Senate, and he made the decision in March, and that cost him, I think it cost him, he took a meaningful hit on that. Democrats think that he caved. And because of that and other things, he is facing some amount of opposition in New York. Now, Chuck Schumer has been a senator for life. So I'm not sure if opposition actually is meaningful, but it might be. Many things are going on in New York, including a mayor's race that no one expected. So I think he's scared, and that will influence what he does now. And from my point of view, it's a perfect opportunity for the Democrats to put a stake in the ground, to create an event that people can rally about, for finally the Democrats to say no to Donald Trump. And let's understand where we are at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that there can be much. I don't think that there can be much doubt. I'm trying to be careful on how I say this, because I think that it is so critical. We have moved into an area of politics that we have never been in before. And if in March we might have said, well, who knows where this is going to go? It seems bad. It is bad now, almost on every level. I mean, from Kimmel last week to Charlie Kirk, and then Trump announcing that he is going to use this to go after anybody who says things that he doesn't like. I mean, there is the pretense every day. The pretense is discarded.
Right, really using the DOJ to go after people.
It becomes clearer and clearer and clearer what is happening, what he is willing to do, and he is willing basically to do anything. Why is he willing to do anything? Because no one stops him.
Right.
There is literally nobody knows how to stop him. Nobody knows how to play Trump's game. And everybody is frightened. What will he do? I mean, we saw the Kimmel thing. So
let's unpack the Kimmel as a sort of, did ABC make the right decision by deciding to reinstate Jimmy Kimmel on Tuesday night?
Well, I'm sure. I mean, reinstatement is better than not. But from the Disney ABC point of view, it's a colossal mess.
Go on.
I mean, it's a calamity. They folded. I mean, Trump threatened, the FCC commissioner.
Brendan Carr threatened.
And they immediately folded. Immediately. I mean, they just ran for the hills.
No, it was incredible. There was a studio audience in the theatre waiting for the show to begin when they suddenly were told, no, you have to go home. It's being suspended indefinitely.
Right. So now they've capitulated on that. we're wrong, or whatever rationale they come up for with putting Kimmel back on the air. But I mean, clearly it's a cock-up. It's a corporate cock-up of immense proportions. I think Bob Iger, the CEO, chairman of Disney, will lose his job. I think the head of ABC, Dana Waldron, will lose her job. I think the ripple effect of this is going to be huge, and it's relevant for where we are now, because one of the questions that keeps coming up is, what do you do about Trump?
Right. How do you push back? How do you stop people being scared?
Where is the opposition? And And we certainly haven't seen it. Now, the Kimmel thing, it's essentially united the entire entertainment community, and Disney and ABC had no alternative.
Well, it's even brought in unexpected voices from the right, like Ted Cruz, who said, this is a rod for our own backs. Democrats will be able to use this against us if we pursue this. Exactly.
So now, you have to go back and say, this was a real what were they thinking moment. And I can't imagine, except that they were thinking, we don't know what to do about Donald Trump. Everybody, we've seen the technology people in the White House. We've seen every other media company that has faced Trump capitulate. And, I think Bob Iger said, what can we do?
And he underestimated the blowback, right? He underestimated people cancelling their Hulu and Disney Plus subscriptions. He underestimated how popular Jimmy Kimmel is, not even necessarily with an audience on ABC at this point, because legacy media, broadcasting media is dying. But Jimmy Kimmel lives in LA. He hangs out with LA A-listers. 400 celebrities signed a petition in favor of him.
Let's look at it in another way. I think what may be underestimated here is the desire for there to be pushback against Donald Trump. And I don't think that just exists in the entertainment community. I think that this exists across the country, and no one has figured out how to express this or harness this or organize it. Which brings us back, I think, to the shutdown. So that the shutdown, and it's a complicated thing because the Democrats have to have a clear rationale for the shutdown, because you're essentially saying to the American people, we're going to cause you grief.
Right.
So there has to be a rationale for that. But at the same time, this is backbone, which the American people who are opposed to Donald Trump, and that's at least half of the country, maybe a little more, have not seen. So it's a kind of thing, and I think it's a moment in which people can say, okay, yes, we're not all just victims of this. We're not all just bystanders to whatever this thing is that's happening.
There is a mechanism here for us to protest.
Something here, but then you have to make that happen. And the problem is, the message now is about, it's about health care. We're not going to fund the government unless the Trump administration agrees to reinstate the following issues, which seems to me, sure, but it also seems to me bureaucratic.
So,
and it's not the rallying message. And another problem there is that this is sort of Chuck Schumer is at the middle of this, and he's not a rallying guy.
Well, I was just going to ask you, is this Chuck Schumer's moment? Is he the man for the task?
I'd say probably not. This is never what this isn't what he's ever done.
He's a backroom guy, right?
He's a legislator. I think he's fairly good at his job. He's a bureaucrat. That's part of the crisis for the Democrats is that they have nobody who can step forward, nobody who can be a symbol of resistance, nobody who is credible in that role, nobody who enjoys that role.
Right, because we've got governors who've made noise on social media. You've got J.B. Pritzker in Chicago, who's been trying to, front up to Trump and say, we don't want your people here. You've got Governor Newsom, you've got Wes Moore, you've got people who've protested him sending troops in. But this is different because it's Congress.
Yeah, and we're just starting to see those Democrats in state houses step forward, and we don't really know if any of them has the moxie yet, or anyone who can articulate this in such a way that people say yes.
Yes, close down the government, shut the VA hospitals.
But in terms of Congress, nobody. I mean, these are Democrats who have been in positions of power, many of them for a very long time. They actually come out of a time, or at least the expectations of time, around the corner when they're in charge, and that's what they do. And that the idea that now is a different time and demands a different temperament is I think still has not kind of gotten through here. We need a change of a complete cast member change.
And a change of approach.
But we need is not only a change of approach, but we need a change of people who can do this, people who are up for this. Chuck Schumer he seems to. He's been in this job a long time. I'm sure he does it. He does it relatively well. But in terms of someone who is effectively being asked to take an existential position, if we are going to die if somebody doesn't figure this out. And I think this is still this moment in which all of these people who've been in power and around power for a long time have not quite come to terms with the fact that this is the life they know is in the process of ending. And if there is not a fight now, it will end. It will end very soon. It is ending.